What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D-Rev. Hey, today we're gonna be reacting to another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to 11 WWE wrestling moves that can end in a fatal. Anyway, 11 moves that could basically kill somebody if it's done wrong. If it wasn't faked. Anyway, first on cross channel, make sure you go to hit that thumbs up. Make sure y'all subscribe, cause your boy is almost at 4K, and I won't be able to hit 4K without y'all. So make sure y'all please continue to show the support. And make sure y'all let me know what y'all want me to react to next down below in the comments. Or you can let me know down below in the Discord. I got my Discord link down below in the description. So make sure y'all go check it out. But hey man, without further ado, let's first. Let's try to guess some moves that could be fatal. Tombstone could definitely be fatal if it's done wrong. If Undertaker slips up and drops somebody in the head, that's definitely something that could be fatal. I'm gonna say Umaga's turnbuckle, rear end turnbuckle thing that he does. I don't know what it's called. That could be fatal. Maybe six. I was about to say 619. If you kick somebody in the wrong spot, I think that could be fatal. Possibly. I don't know, man. I'm just talking at this point. But look, I don't know what y'all think. Suplex could be fatal. I don't know. Anyway. Let's go.
Most dangerous avenues an individual can take part in, and the risk for injury is high if certain moves
I remember
aren't
that. I was
pulled off
watching that
safely,
live.
correctly, and professionally. Certain iconic moves look devastating
yes.
as a viewer, but
Styles
they are actually
Clash.
safe thanks to the wrestlers being total pros and knowing how to deliver and receive that move. However, if these specific moves would be delivered by an untrained wrestler, then the consequences could be fatal. Join us now as we look at 11 WWE wrestling moves that could be fatal in real life. Be sure to subscribe and hit that. Also check a ton of discourse in recent years surrounding the curb stomp. The move involves Seth Rollins stomping his opponent's head into the mat, and for an extended period, Vince McMahon believed the move was far too dangerous and decided to outright ban it. This ban though was later reversed and Rollins was allowed to use the move again, but fans did acknowledge how the move could be seen as dangerous. If the move was performed by a member of the public, then someone's head would be bouncing off the floor, and depending on what surface the move was performed on, it wouldn't be a pleasant sight. Number 10. The Burning Hammer. The Burning Hammer is a move that is rarely seen on WWE television today. This is mainly because the move is insanely dangerous and one small mistake can lead to a serious injury. The move involves an opponent being lifted onto a wrestler's shoulders. The wrestler delivering the move will then take down their opponent's head.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can see that definitely being there. Is that PewDiePie? It's not PewDiePie. It just looked like him for a second. But I could definitely see this move being dangerous because, say, I don't know. What if the person doesn't protect their face? And it could definitely. I could see it. It's hard to explain, but I could see it.
First, the move is terrifying to look at, and there's always visible concern that the wrestler has been seriously hurt. If this was delivered by an untrained wrestler, then it would likely lead to a broken neck due to the impact of the unfortunate landing. The WWE have been reserved in allowing their talent to use the move, with AJ Styles and Matt Riddle being allowed to use it, but only on rare occasions. Tyler Rex previously used the move as his finisher, but this was a modified version of the move which allowed the wrestler taking him to land on their front.
No, that looks better.
Number 9. The Tombstone Piledriver.
Oh, 1000%.
The Undertaker's
This should be number
Tombstone
1.
Piledriver is one of the most iconic.
If this is number 9, then I'm really curious what's number 1, because I thought this would be number 1. Because what if Undertaker, I know he's holding like this, but what if his arm slips? His grip slips. He's dropping them straight on their neck, bro.
Iconic moves in pro wrestling history. The reality of the move is that the opponent's head never touches the mat, but if it did, it wouldn't be a great result. The top of someone's head coming crashing onto the mat would likely lead to a concussion or an even worse outcome. Now, there was some drama surrounding the Tombstone Piledriver back during The Undertaker's early days in WWE. Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan would claim that the move hurt his neck as The Undertaker spiked his head right onto the chair. However, this was debunked, meaning that Taker always managed to deliver the move with care and diligence.
I'm sure it did hurt his neck, bro. You're not a light guy, bro. Like, I know Mark Henry probably got dropped on his neck whenever Undertaker delivered it. Like, I'm sure any heavy guy that Undertaker had to pick up like that, I'm sure they actually felt the pressure coming down on their neck. Because there's no way that y'all expect this dude to hold up all that weight, drop down to his knees, and still be able to hold y'all up without hitting y'all head in y'all head. Man, get out of here.
Number 8. The Leg Drop. The leg drop is one of the most overused moves in pro wrestling. It was made famous by Hulk Hogan, who used the move as his finisher for
I don't really
decades.
see this being fatal.
Whilst the
Maybe
move doesn't
because
look
it's hitting you in the
special,
throat.
if this was performed for real, the aftermath of the move wouldn't be a pretty sight. The move involves a wrestler, usually a super heavyweight, coming down with speed with their legs onto the opponent's throat. If this was genuine, the wrestler's throat would be crushed and they would be unable to breathe. Thankfully, if a wrestler is extensively trained, the move is safe to pull off, as the wrestler delivering the move knows where to land to keep their opponent safe, and there have been very few accidents with the popular move. Number 7. Super Kick.
Chess.
Now, speaking of overused moves, the super kick in modern wrestling.
Do y'all think the Elite is coming to WWE? There's rumors that Kenny want to come to WWE. There's rumors. There's rumors. And I'm sure if he comes, I'm sure the other two are coming too.
Is as popular as the punch or a kick. The move was popularized by Shawn Michaels, who used the move throughout his career and managed to win countless world titles with the beloved finishing move. If a kick though actually connected with the wrestler's head, then they would suffer a severe head injury, and multiple kicks to the head over time is going to lead to brain damage. This extends to other versions of the popular wrestling kick
the bro
moves,
kick,
such
yeah.
as the bro kick
I can see
and
the
Randy
bro
Orton's
kick.
punk kick. If wrestlers actually performed these moves, there would be a lack of wrestlers in the industry, as the majority of them would be forced to retire due to serious injury. Kicks, whilst common in pro wrestling, are mostly executed with care, and wrestlers rarely make contact with the wrestler's face. Number 6. Bonsai Drop.
What is
The
this?
Bonsai Drop is one of the most underrated finishing moves that's been delivered.
Definitely. This is 1000% fatal. This is not even a question if it's fatal or not. I wish I would let Yokozuna, 500 pounds, jump on me. I wish I would let him jump on my chest.
Delivered in WWE, former WWE
And then
champion
sit there.
Yokozuna, and would see him drag his lifeless opponent to the corner, climb to the second rope, and jump down, landing on the opponent's chest. This move looked brutal to take thanks to Yokozuna's conviction in delivering the move, but also excellent selling on the part of the wrestler receiving it. Now, to execute this safely, Yokozuna would usually land on his feet and then safely sit on the opponent for a few seconds. But there were a number of occasions where Yokozuna, for whatever reason, decided to perform the move with a degree of force. This was seen on Raw in 1994 when Yokozuna executed the move with his full weight on jobber Dan Dubiel.
See? That would have been me, bro. That would have been me. That would have been me that he did that to. I would have been the jobber.
Dubiel looked to be in agonizing pain, and the referee had to inform Yoko that he needed to get off him immediately. It goes without saying that if this move is performed by untrained wrestlers or fans trying the move at home, then the results could be catastrophic. Number 5. The Vertebreaker. One of the most visually pleasing moves in wrestling is the Vertebreaker.
That's definitely
However,
dangerous.
when watching the move being performed, it's easy to see
That's
why
very
WWE are reluctant
dangerous.
to allow their talent to use the
Oh
move.
my god.
The move is in essence a lifting backdrop into a reverse pile driver, and the wrestler taking the move always seems to land on their head. In real life, this would be incredibly painful and would result in medical attention being needed. According to the man who made the move famous in North America, that being Hurricane Shane Helms, the move is actually relatively safe. Helms revealed that he never hurt anyone with the move, and it's solely about how you execute it. Number 4. Chokehold. Chokeholds can be found in virtually every single wrestling match.
A chokehold is
used as rest
dangerous.
spots, but can also be used as finishing moves.
Look, let me know in the comments if you ever been choked out before. I'm not gonna lie. We were doing some kind of wrestling. Alright. It was military training, alright? So we was doing some kind of like, I would say kind of like some wrestling martial arts training, basically, right? We're supposed to stay on our knees. Dude stood up on his feet. I'm on my knees. Dude stood up and he freaking put me in a headlock. So I'm trying to get out of the headlock instead of just tapping. Because you know me, I'm not just going to quit. You know, John Cena told me never give up, so I'm not going to give up. But dude put me in a headlock. I'm trying to get out the headlock. Then he was like, just tap. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna tap. I'm gonna get out of this. So what did I do? He's standing above me. It got me in a chokehold. So what I do? I'm sitting here trying to fight out. So what I did, I messed up when I did this. I jumped back on my back. Boom, because he was on my back. I'm like, trying to get him off. As soon as I did that, not even like 3 seconds go by, I literally was on the floor like this. I got knocked out. Like he choked me out, but I think it was also because of my impact of me doing jumping back. I don't know what it was, but basically I got knocked out. I got choked out, I guess you could say. So I was sitting there, and I literally remember just staring like this at the ceiling, and everybody was looking at me, asking me if I was okay. And I was like, "What you mean, am I okay?" They was like, "Bro, you literally just got choked out." And I was like, last thing I remember was jumping on my back. So I guess I got choked out. So there's that story. So it definitely is dangerous. If you do it for a long period of time, you could definitely do some damage.
With variations of the move coming from the likes of Samoa Joe and even The Undertaker with his Hell's Gate submission move. But the key to delivering this move safely is all about the pressure. Obviously, if pressure is applied, the wrestler taking the move is likely going to pass out or could be strangled. It's important to remember that the wrestlers delivering these moves have spent years perfecting them. And this is one of the reasons why WWE airs a "don't try this at home" broadcast message on a regular basis.
And nobody listens to that.
Number 3, the KO punch. Punches are found in every match, but Big Show's KO punch would be potentially fatal in real life. A close to 500-pound man loading his fist and delivering a punch to the jaw at force would no doubt knock someone out, and the result could be devastating. The move ultimately relies on Big Show making little to no contact to keep the move safe. Wrestlers are no doubt extremely grateful that Big Show has never botched the move and accidentally hit a wrestler with a legitimate KO punch. Number 2, the Brainbuster.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Brainbuster move begins like a standard suplex, however the wrestler taking the move is brought down to the mat with force, usually landing on their head or neck.
I
The
mean,
move itself
the brain buster, depending on how you do it, it's supposed to be dropping on your head because it's a brain buster. But some people basically just hold you and then they suplex you, like you land on your back. So, I mean, I guess it depends on who does it. But like I said, sometimes you will land on your head. Although that's not how the move is intended, because it's called the brain buster. So you're supposed to land on your head, but some people land on their back.
looks incredibly dangerous and is only used by wrestlers who know they can pull it off safely and effectively.
See, yeah, that doesn't look bad.
Banned
It
the
doesn't
move,
look
only
bad.
allowing certain wrestlers to use it and opting to allow talent to use modified versions of the move. If a brainbuster was delivered by an untrained wrestler, then a broken neck would likely occur. WCW had the right idea when
curious
they
what
allowed
number one's gonna
Goldberg to
be.
use a modified version of the move. Goldberg's version, known as the jackhammer, manages to highlight Goldberg's sheer strength. He would hoist his opponent in the air before slamming them down on the mat onto their back. This is a much safer way to perform the move, as it's in essence a modified suplex, and the degree for error is minimal. And number 1, the pile driver. For the longest
Alright. So, how is pile driver number 1? But Tombstone pile driver is like number 9. They're the same thing. The only difference is the pile driver actually hits your head a little bit more.
this time in WWE, the pile driver was a common move
And Stone Cold actually got hurt. Nobody really got hurt from a tombstone.
found in several matches. However, over the past 2 decades, WWE have decided to outright ban the move, believing it to be dangerous. The move can look scary as a wrestler taking the move gets spiked on their head, but according to a number of wrestling legends, the move is safe if it's performed correctly. When CM Punk and John Cena went off script in 2013 and delivered a pile driver in their match on Raw, there was an audible noise from the crowd. The fans knew they had seen something they shouldn't have, but there was concern that Cena had been genuinely hurt. Thankfully, he was fine as Punk was a total pro and knew how to deliver the move. The move under
Man,
no
I don't care,
circumstances
bro.
should be tried at home, as naturally an individual
Man, look, I don't care, bro. Don't pile driver me. I'll tell you that in the match plans in the back. Don't pile driver me. Don't do nothing that you gonna drop me on my neck, bro. Cause if my career gets ended or shortened because you wanted to pile driver me, and then you do it wrong, no. You're not finna put me in a Big E situation. Big E should be back. Big E should have never got hurt. But Ridge Holland, he went for a belly to belly. No, not a. I don't remember. I don't think it was a belly to belly. But he went for an over the head toss and dropped Big E straight on his head. If you haven't seen the clip, go search it up. Big E's breaking his neck. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So I wouldn't watch it if you're squeamish. But look, the pile driver is number 1. That actually shocks me. Y'all got any other videos y'all want me to react to in particular? Let me know down below in the comments, and I will react to it as long as it's appropriate for sure. And like I said, y'all can't hit me up on Discord. But look, without further ado, like the video, subscribe if you're new. It's your boy D-Riv, man. I'm out.